The Battle of Dorylaeum, the Crusaders' first major victory. The Battle of Dorylaeum, fought on July 1, 1097, was the first major military engagement of the First Crusade. This decisive victory against the Seljuk Turks not only demonstrated the effectiveness of the Crusader armies, but also reinforced their unity and resolve to continue their arduous journey toward the Holy Land. Occurring in the rugged terrain of Anatolia, the battle was a turning point that revealed both the strengths and vulnerabilities of the Crusaders, setting the tone for the remainder of their campaign. This essay examines the historical background, events, and lasting impact of the Battle of Dorylaeum, emphasizing its importance as a foundational success for the Crusaders. 1. Historical background. 1.1 The First Crusade, a call to arms. The First Crusade was initiated in 1095 by Pope Urban II at the Council of Clermont. The goal was to assist the Byzantine Empire in reclaiming lands lost to the Seljuk Turks and to liberate Jerusalem from Muslim control. Urban II's call inspired a massive mobilization of Western European forces, which converged at Constantinople in 1096 and 1097. Byzantine Emperor Alexios I Komnenos sought to use the Crusaders as an allied force to push back the Seljuk Turks, who had dominated Anatolia since their victory at the Battle of Manzikert in 1071. While the Crusaders had already achieved a significant victory with the Siege of Nicaea in June 1097, they were about to face their first major test against the highly mobile and disciplined forces of the Seljuk Sultanate of Rum. 1.2 The Seljuk threat. The Seljuk Turks, led by Kilij Arslan I, had underestimated the strength of the Crusader forces at Nicaea, which resulted in the city's loss. Determined to redeem his earlier failure, Kilij Arslan gathered a formidable force of cavalry and planned an ambush to cripple the Crusaders as they crossed the challenging terrain of Anatolia. Kilij Arslan's army relied on swift horse archers, whose hit-and-run tactics were devastating against slower and less mobile enemies. This strategy had been effective in prior conflicts with Byzantine and European forces, making the Seljuks confident in their ability to dismantle the Crusaders. 2. The battle. 2.1 The ambush. On the morning of July 1, 1097, the Crusaders were marching in two separate columns across the plateau near Dorylaeum, modern-day Eskişehir, Turkey. The vanguard, led by Bohemond of Taranto, Raymond of Toulouse, and Robert of Normandy, consisted of knights and foot soldiers. The second column, led by Godfrey of Bouillon and other Crusader leaders, was several hours behind, escorting the slower-moving non-combatants, including women and children. Kilij Arslan launched a surprise attack on Bohemond's column, encircling it with horse archers and raining down arrows. The Crusaders were caught off guard and suffered significant casualties in the initial assault. The Seljuks aimed to disorient and fragment the Crusader forces, a tactic that had proven successful in earlier battles against Byzantine armies. 2.2 Bohemond's defense. Despite the chaos, Bohemond quickly organized a defensive perimeter, instructing his knights and infantry to form a tight circle around the non-combatants and supply wagons. This strategy minimized the Seljuks' advantage by reducing the targets exposed to their arrows. Bohemond's leadership and the discipline of the Crusader forces prevented a complete rout, buying valuable time for reinforcements to arrive. The Crusaders endured hours of relentless attacks, with many knights and soldiers suffering from wounds and exhaustion. Their situation grew increasingly desperate as they waited for the second column to reach them. 2.3 The reinforcements arrive. The turning point of the battle came with the arrival of the Second Crusader column, led by Godfrey of Bouillon, Raymond of Toulouse, and Hugh of Vermandois. Realizing the dire situation, the reinforcements launched a coordinated counterattack on the Seljuk forces. Godfrey's heavy cavalry charge broke through the Seljuk lines, forcing Kilij Arslan's horse archers to retreat. The combined Crusader forces pressed their advantage, routing the Seljuk army and securing a decisive victory. Kilij Arslan himself narrowly escaped with a small contingent of his forces. 3. The aftermath and impact. 3.1 Consolidation of Crusader morale. The victory at Dorylaeum was a monumental boost to Crusader morale. After enduring weeks of harsh conditions, including hunger, disease, and the challenges of crossing unfamiliar terrain, the victory reassured the Crusaders that their mission was divinely sanctioned. It reinforced their belief in their ultimate success in reclaiming Jerusalem. The battle also served as a unifying moment for the Crusaders, who had come from different regions of Europe and often disagreed on strategy and leadership. The cooperation between Bohemond and the other leaders demonstrated the importance of unity in overcoming formidable enemies. 3.2 Lessons in Adaptation. The Crusaders